James Greenway has had one victory. We are about to go racing as the lights go out, the cars blast away from the grid. Jack Walker-Tully bogs down a little bit, and this is Lucas Oreck's view as he goes up through the gears with a very busy road ahead of him. Down towards Riches for the first time. Josh Cahill loses out as Stuart Lynes swoops around the outside of him. Sam Morgan there on the outside of Aaron Mason. 1 or 2 run wide heading through Riches. Joe McMillan losing a place as James Walker, up from near the back of the grid, charges his way now into contention. Walker was on the last rank after a drama in race 1. He's got a lot of work to do as Howard Fuller in the pink and green car there gets up alongside the traffic heading down towards turn 3. Stuart Lynes, it is, leading the way and trying to make good his escape as the field pours through for the first time. Heading now up towards Agostini. Josh Cahill under attack, right on his tail. Look, Stefan de Resta, then it's Oreck in 4th place. Mason is 5th, and Joe Fulbrook struggling to work his way through the traffic at the moment. Chris Paniotto on the back of David Fairbrother in number 9. Paniotto 29 in the silver Sirocco. Cahill runs wide onto the curb. He's got de Resta tucked up behind him. The race leader, Stuart Lynes, turns his way then now from Hamilton through Oggies up towards Williams and then onto Bentley Straight as Walker-Tully tries to find a way past Fuller in the green and pink Golf. The black and green Sirocco twitches its way through Williams and now onto Bentley Straight as Paniotto look right on the back of Fairbrother, eyes up a move at the end of the straight. You're riding with Lucas Oreck, his first year in the championship, a great karting pedigree, now turning his attention to saloon car racing. He turns his way into what was the S's, now Brundle and Nelson. And right up behind Oreck is Aaron Mason, the winningest driver in the championship's history. Tom Barley in the red Golf comes through, under attack. Bit of dust is kicked up behind as the cars now work their way through the bomb hole. And the white and red Golf of James Walker is in a big hurry. The leaders come to the end of the lap, and it is Lynes just ahead of Cahill, who is under massive attack now from Stefan de Resta, and the man with the best view of it all is Lucas Oreck. You're on board with him in 4th place. Over the timing line, side by side ahead for 2nd place. Cahill is on the inside, the white Sirocco with the blue stripe across the bottom of the boot lid. He hangs onto the place. Stefan de Resta slots in behind him as they work their way now up towards Montreal once again. De Resta has a look at the inside. He's going to commit to it this time, and he makes the move and he goes through. Stefan de Resta up to 2nd. Oreck and Mason 4th and 5th, now getting right onto the back of Cahill, and this is Joe McMillan's view. Turning his way through the hairpin. Back on the power now. Grabs a gear. A little lift as he sets the car up for turn 3. Meantime, Stuart Lynes still leads the way. Some good battles going on behind him, but because they're now tripping over themselves and holding each other up, Lynes is being able to just consolidate that small gap. Let's have a look at the start once again. This on board with Joe McMillan. Jack Walker-Tully bogs down and taking absolutely no prisoners. Look, number 6 charging its way through on the inside. David Sutton, a man in a hurry. That puts McMillan off his stride a little bit, and so he loses more places on the run up towards the first corner. The field turning its way through Riches, and now Cahill and Oreck side by side for 3rd. Lucas Oreck should go through. He does go through, but Mason tries to follow him. He's on the inside line going up towards Montreal. Mason gets ahead of Cahill, almost into the back of Lucas Oreck. They could not be closer. 4 Siroccos virtually as one because Cahill and Walker-Tully are in that train. And then there is the Golf of Joe Fulbrook. Out of turn 3 they come. Now the run up towards Agostini. Sam Morgan's Battleship Grey Golf right on the back of Howard Fuller's more distinctive pink and green car. As for the race lead now, Stefan de Resta makes a move and he's done it. Diving into Agostini, Stefan de Resta goes through on the inside, and now Stuart Lynes is going to have to work very hard indeed to try to get himself back up front. We've not yet had a win this year out of Stefan de Resta. He's been on the podium, but he's not been on the top step of it. Is today the day? Let's have another look at how he did it. Down towards Agostini, there's just about enough room, and he commits late, dives up the inside. By that stage, there's nothing that Lynes can do to retaliate. So Stefan de Resta goes through now. He needs to try and break away, and he is doing just that. Lynes, Oreck, Mason, 2nd, 3rd and 4th over the line. Cahill and Walker-Tully 5th equal virtually. Side by side, they pass the pits. and Jack Walker-Tully is ahead even before they get to Riches. Lucas Orrick turns through on the inside. He's fending off Aaron Mason. Mason tries one side and then the other. Orrick defends well, but is it well enough? No! Here comes Mason up the inside. He locks up, scrabbles through. Orrick had to give him racing room. And there, bouncing off the road and back on again, in spectacular fashion, look, is the golf in the hands of Simon Tomlinson. He recovers. That will have cost him even more ground. So, Mason and Orrick, having switched order, are now being joined again by Jack Walker-Tully, who tries to get past Lucas Orrick. It is De Resta leading the way. Lines is second, and Orrick in his defence of Jack Walker-Tully makes contact seemingly with the black and green car. They just rub a little bit as they switch direction. A replay on board with Orrick. Here comes Mason. Look, round the outside, diving down towards Riches. He's on the longer line though. He has to brake, and so on the shorter inside line, Orrick hangs on to that third place, saying, let's work together and go after the two ahead. Mason ain't playing that game, and up the inside he comes, diving into the hairpin. I think there was a bit of a nudge between them as Mason, so committed, went wide, took Orrick with him, and now Lucas Orrick saying, let's go after them. And Jack Walker-Tully is in trouble. He's off the road, and it looks as though retirement beckons for Jack Walker-Tully. You're back on board now with Lucas Orrick as they go down towards Brundle and then Nelson. Aaron Mason round the outside of lines now for second place. He's done it. It's still De Resta leading the way, but Aaron Mason is up to second, and Lucas Orrick still trying to work his way up through the pack. He's still there fourth. He wants to be on the podium. Now, can he do it? Stuart Lines is no slouch in one of these cars. We've seen that race after race after race in the championship, but Orrick commits very bravely round the outside of Coram. He's done it, diving down to the end of the lap. A great move by Lucas Orrick to go third. Now James Walker tries to make a move on Kieran Gallagher. They turn through the bomb hole, the Mark 6 Golfs together. This is the replay of Lucas Orrick's bravery. He braces himself as he goes through Coram, brakes as late as he dares, heading into the end of the lap through that final left. He has done it, and now Stuart Lines is in trouble. The car is parked by the side of the road. It means that Stefan De Resta leads the way. Aaron Mason is second, but Lucas Orrick has lost time in his quest to wriggle his way through traffic. He's third and a bit distant, but can Mason now take yet another victory? De Resta comes up towards Montreal. Sam Morgan turns his way through ahead of Panio2, ahead of James Walker. James doing, as you might expect from the former champion, a really good job carving his way through the field. And they're about to get past James Greenway, who by the look of it has got a problem. He really has not sparkled this weekend. De Resta, however, is being very impressive indeed. He leads the way as the cars work their way once more towards Agostini. 20-minute race, clock ticking away. It's going to be about 10 laps for these cars. They lap at just over 2 minutes. Stefan De Resta then threads his way through the infield, these new corners put in a few years ago. The circuit length extended to just under 3 miles for the full circuit at Snetterton. James Walker, in the meantime, on the back of Panio2. And the pair of them trying to get past Sam Morgan as well, so there's another good three-way battle developing nicely here. Up front, though, it looks as though Stefan De Resta is inching towards a maiden victory. What about James Walker's chances? Can he get himself into the top 10 by the end as Morgan runs way wide? Panio2 is delayed and Walker pounces on the inside. Through he goes. James Greenway at the back of this quartet, also now trying to gain places. He needs places because he needs points for the championship. But up front, Stefan De Resta looks as though his first victory in the championship is heading his way. Brother Paul is having a pretty disappointing season in the DTM, back with a recalcitrant Mercedes, but Stefan is going to uphold family honour seemingly at Snetterton. Lucas Orrick flings the car now through Coram. Hard on the brakes, down through the gears. Turns left, heads up towards the timing line, but Stefan De Resta looks as though his first victory is going to come at Snetterton. Stefan De Resta wins in round 8 of the Volkswagen Racing Cup. Aaron Mason chases him across the line, but Stefan De Resta is delighted. He's been knocking on the door of a victory all season. It has finally come. Second across the line, Aaron Mason. Third, Lucas Orrick. Fulbrook fourth, Howard Fuller fifth, and Josh Cahill takes sixth, with James Walker through for 7th, having started last of all on the grid. James Walker started 28th, he comes home 7th, And with real problems, limping to the line is Tom Barley. He has lost place after place after place. He gets across the timing line, but in the end, 23rd is his reward. So Stefan de Resta it is who scores victory for the first time in his Volkswagen Racing Cup career. He beats the reigning champion Aaron Mason, Lucas Orrick third, then it's Fulbrook, Fuller and Cahill. But de Resta is the man of the moment.
First car win, I suppose happy would be an understatement.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of races where I've deserved the win up till now and it's not quite gone my way, so to have it go your way it's good to eventually get it.
You pulled away a little bit. Describe how that happened, because you were very closely bunched at one point.
Well, we came fourth last night and we found out we were about 12 horsepower down today and that, and the team worked at it and we got most of the problems. I think there's still a couple of wee bits, but we got most of it sorted, and then after the first couple of laps when I knew I sort of sorted it, I said, right, let's get the momentum, go forward. I kind of gave Stuart the dummy into the hairpin, I got him, and then I think he done me a favour by holding him up a bit. I wasn't as quick as Aaron, he was catching me, but I was managing the gap and just letting it come down slowly. So I could have went a lot faster, but he was still quicker than me, but I've been quicker than him in races and he's won them. So
we made some radical changes on the car going into that second race, trying to get rid of a bit of understeer, and it did work. We did have pace to come through the field. We did get backed up in the middle of the race, but managed to get through and start pulling on the lead, and then Steph missed a gear coming onto the start, finished straight of the last lap, so I was catching him and I just didn't have enough to pip him at the end.
Well, Lucas, that's 2 podiums in a row. This car racing thing, you're really getting used to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this weekend we've had really good pace. In that race, wasn't quite as racy as we were in the first one, but you have to look at each race and take it as it comes. I realised pretty early on that Aaron was a bit quicker at the mid part of the race, so it was better to try and sort of let him past than fight and then maybe end up 6th or 7th, because we were fighting it out for 4th place. It was much better to try and get behind him and chase after Stuart. Stuart was racing really hard, and I knew that I had to pick a spot to do him. And at the Exeter Coram onto the home straight, that's a move where there's no coming back from that one, and you've really got to just nail it. And after that, I knew that we just chased back after Aaron. He had sort of gapped us, but we sort of lost pace towards the end and couldn't quite bridge the gap. So I just conceded, and was really pleased to get third again. Nice haul of points, and that'll spice the championship up a bit.
It certainly will spice it up. Leaving Snetterton, the man who leads the title race is Aaron Mason, but it's now Joe Fulbrook in second, just 6 points up on Stefan de Resta. Josh Cahill is fourth, then it is Lucas Orrick, James Greenway dropping to 6th.